Anybody here are currently with GMS? A few of you, great. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you, guys.
We'll kind of get started. So what is GMS? GMS is a Certified Professional Employer Organization, or a CPEO. We're headquartered in Richfield, Ohio, the Cleveland, Akron area. We have 18 locations across the United States, coast to coast. What we do is we take on the HR burden, the administration that comes with just having employees, having staff. Let you guys do the fun stuff. Let you guys worry about profits. Let you guys worry about the nuts and the bolts. And why would somebody choose a CPEO? Based on labor statistics, 7 to 9% of businesses using a CPEO see 7 to 9% see a faster growth. 50% are more likely to go out of business because of the liability shift that we'll kind of get into. 10 to 14% have lower turnover, just based on being awful or being to offer a little more robust options. This is kind of the GMS blueprint. So we talk about the back office liabilities. We talk about what you don't want to deal with. The HR, benefits, risk management, and payroll. And with our IRS certification, much of that liability shifts off of you for payroll and payroll taxes, workers' compensation, benefits, 401k, all those offered at a 40,000 employee level rather than maybe 20 to 30 employees or 10 employees. Our average client of the contractors is 15 employees. So we aim for the small businessman, the all small business person, excuse me. There's a lot of misinformation out there too of can P&D contractors work with a PEO? There's no language in the ISP agreement that says you can't work with a PEO. It's very specific, both P&D and line haul. There's no declination from FedEx Ground that says you cannot work with a CPEO. My ground biz actually had a post almost a year ago now, or just a little over a year ago, that you can only work with a certified professional employer organization. That certification I keep talking about is directly from the Internal Revenue Service, right from the IRS. They passed the Small Business Efficiency Act about 6 years ago now, which gave companies like ours that had the financial stability to do what we do, and the IRS put their stamp of approval on it. That's what allows us to work within the ISP agreement and the line haul agreement. Unfortunately, not the Amazon ISP agreement, but we're working on that. I got a call with Bezos in a little bit. Other CPEO misinformation out there is my employees become your employees. That's how well do you think that would go over with you guys? Somebody walked in like, no, these are our guys now. We have to offer your medical plan. You don't. It's completely optional. If you wanted to offer ancillaries, vision, dental, life, short disability, long-term disability, all those are options. We'll lose our experience modifier. That's not it at all. You'll retain your experience modifier. You'll come into ours because now the workers' compensation risk shifts off of you and on us. It's actually our policy. So if a claim occurs, it's our neck on the line. You now have risk management experts. We'd like to return to work options, wage estimation options, but if we need to go as far as to hire private investigators, we've gone that far. You can't write workers' compensation in my state. Other than California, which is, kind of a different animal, we are. But it's, California, again, it's, anybody from California here? It's a little difficult. You can only work with line haul. Again, not true. And you'll tell my employees what to do. That's, again, how well do you think that would go over if Danielle and I walked in like, all right, let's clean this up out here. There's an oil spill, come on. Some P&D contractor advantages. So you actually get recruiting assistance as well. And right now, finding drivers is an uphill battle. There is every day just trying to get butts in trucks. So we'll actually go as far as the full recruiter, job ad creation, Indeed products. We're a fully sponsored Indeed, so your ad will be at the top of the page. And we don't cast an ad for just all our contractors. It's you specific. So you may be able to offer different options as far as 401k or benefits. We'll tailor those to you guys. We'll do the interview scheduling. We'll do the phone questionnaires, just 3 to 5 questions. Can you pass a drug test? Do you smoke for insurance purposes? Do you have it? When's your CDL expire? Just those basic questions to help get you the best applicants in front of you, and then set up all the interviews from there. So all that pre-screen stuff before First Advantage, all done by GMS. All the employees do electronic onboarding too. So once you're through First Advantage, all we need is a name and an email address, social security number, and we can do all the electronic onboarding. So their I-9 verification, E-Verify, direct deposit, tax, all that information is an email sent out to the new applicant, new employee, and then they fill it out. You actually see a dashboard of where they are in the process. So if November 27th is coming around and I need 3 guys and trucks on Monday, you can actually see where they are. Like, hey, you got to get this in today. I need you to truck on Monday. Some other contractor advantages. I keep talking about the payroll tax and liability shift. With our IRS certification coming on our accounts, all the 940s, 941s, year ends, W-2, all that liability is off of you, not GMS. If it's not paid on time or if it's inaccurate, it's our neck on the line. All the workers' compensation liability shifts off of you, not a GMS. The buying power for healthcare of being able to offer 14 different plan options, ancillary options, 401k options. We have a multiple employer plan, so fiduciary liability of that shifts off of you and not a GMS. HR support, handbooks, job descriptions, all that, the paperwork that says what you have to do when you come into work will help write that. And it's written for you specifically. I saw a post the other day about EPLI insurance now being required in the new contracts. You're fully covered with GMS for that as well. I've seen a lot of quotes out there. Ours is just a $2,500 deductible with $1 million in coverage, up to a $4 million aggregate. But on the front end, the HR support is going to make sure that if an employee practice liability claim occurs, you now have the backing that it's our liability on that too. And risk management attorneys, HR professionals to write what you need to cover you under that. We'll actually help with the ERTC credits, work opportunity tax credits. I know we've been talking about ERC credits for about a year. There's any number with our IRS certification that we can file for you, quarterly, annually, all that's done by GMS as well. Now, kind of the engine that drives the machine is our technology. So it's a single source, one point of contact with your account manager and your team that you go through. Now, keep in mind, with the limited scope of what we're kind of showing today, keep in mind just the breadth of what GMS offers. So when employees log in, they're not going to see our logo. When they log in to print their own pay stubs, print their own W-2s, they can see your PDF logo right there, so they know they work for you guys. On the app, it's a full app on the Android or Apple. You can download the app now and actually see your logo. They can go in here and check out this is employee self-service dashboard. Current employees can access a myriad of self-service items such as managing direct deposit, PTO requests, submitting personal PTO requests, access to pay information, pay stubs, W-2s. They can check their benefit elections, their 401k logins. Single sign-on technology, the GMS modules applicable to your company, from expense reporting, performance management, time clocks, all that. Sorry? Yes. This is the manager view. This is when, within your own employee self-service, but this is your manager view. So you can view direct reports, PTO requests. You can have blackout dates. If somebody requests PTO, December 23rd, like, sorry, buddy. But with this report, it gives the high mobility capabilities to approve PTO requests. So if you're here in Las Vegas and you get a PTO request from somebody for next week, you can approve it or disapprove it right from your phone. This is the employee view, where they can actually request time off. See their accrued PTO, or if you offer vacation or PTO. So they're not coming to you, hey, how many hours do I have left? How many days do I have left? They can actually see timestamp and dated up to the most recent pay date of how much time off they have. This is where they'll see, they can actually request the system right in there. This is where they'll see the full scope. They have their benefits, their 401k, their pay. This is when they log in. This is what they see, the employees. Here's their pay detail, where they can actually see their pay stub, print their pay stub. If it's Sunday, and you're one of the lucky ones not running Sunday right now, and somebody's going to buy a new truck, or they're trying to buy a house, they're not coming to you, hey, I need my last 3 W-2s, last 4 pay stubs. They can actually log in. Now, you guys know your drivers, so we'll help train them as best we can. Like, all right, here's how you log in. you're going to get an implementation specialist that settles everything on the system, works with your staff as best we can. But always we recommend going through you, and then we kind of just information from there. Benefit summary. They can see what plan they're on. They can see what EPLI plan they're on. You guys can see if you're offering a life or short term. They can actually see the premiums from there as well. Here's where they can download their own W-2. This is some employee documents. You can print the handbooks, job descriptions. They actually sign them right in the system too once they're offered a position. This is what the worksite manager is going to see, maybe your BC, and you can set the different limits. If you want BCs to have the full access, you guys will be known as super users. You can see and change anything, but you'd have certain thresholds set of who can see and change what. But it's a full-fledged human resource information system and payroll software with user-based permissions to customize access for each of your management members or executives. Employee ID cards are automatically created. So right here you can, if they're given uniforms, if they're given information on the sign of their handbook, what maybe skills they have or trainings they've done. Maybe their CDL is coming up for renew, or maybe they need to do a sexual harassment training. We can actually timestamp those and push a note out to the staff, hey, you need to log into the system and do your, employment practice liability training or dog bite training, whatever kind of information we need to put in there. This is just information from the payroll reports that we can generate as well. We actually do some contractor-specific reports. If you ever get your name drawn and you have the wage and time audit that Ground does. These are two of the very specific reports we pull. It's the employee voucher reports and the payroll allocation reports. And all of our reports too can be exported to PDF, Excel, HTML if you're using like QuickBooks in the back end or more accounting software. This is the full payroll register that you can see with any kind of payroll services that you're going to see this, but this is our specific for what you guys need for FedEx Ground.